Hey everybody, this is Mark. God, I feel awkward doing this, but I don't want to do too much editing. I'm gonna try and not stutter as much during this. Okay, it has been a while, and obviously things have happened that you probably might have expected me to talk about, but I haven't really gotten around to talking about them because of things going on in my personal life that I didn't really bring a lot of attention to, and frankly, since whatever my last update video was, things have taken interesting turns, to say. I don't know. But a lot of stuff has happened, a lot of stuff that I've had to take care of on my end, and, things of that sort. I'm rambling on too long. I'm just gonna try and get through it as much as I can, again, without stepping over my words too much, and things like that. Okay, and there's some big stuff too that I want to go over. I doubt I'm going to make this quick, but I'm going to at least go over the gist. Obviously, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but okay, I'm repeating myself too much. And the reason why I'm just doing this as voiceover is because my room is a mess, and I'm too lazy to clean it up to make it look nice for you. At least when it's in something like a throwaway update video. But okay, so a lot of interesting things have happened in the spring, starting with the fact that I turned 26 this year. And for those that either don't live in the US or are too young to really know about this stuff, basically what happens is when you turn 26, at the end of your birth month, you are basically automatically taken off of your family's health insurance. And that's been a big deal for me because since I was in high school, I've been on this medication called Vyvanse. If you remember back in the day, there were some videos, like updates, that I used to call like Marc off of his medication, which kind of became like a little in-joke with myself. But there was actually a lot of truth to that. So I have a form of ADD, ADHD, whatever other neurodivergent terms I can use. Basically, Vyvanse is like a stimulant, and it helps me not only cut down on binge eating, which has definitely been a problem for me, but it also helps me concentrate more. It helps with my concentration. So, it's with it, I've been able to get a lot of work done, not just for school when I was younger, but especially now. I've been relying on it to help me get videos done pretty much for the past 8 years plus. And the last time I was able to get my prescription refilled was just a couple weeks before I was taken off my family's health insurance. And I ran out of that prescription in May. Although I'm taking another medication too. I was just recently, like maybe a year ago. But I was also put on this other medication called hydroxyzin, which helps with my anxiety. And I'm good on that. I still have a couple pills left. They're really small, and it's not a controlled substance, so they can give you as many as you need. I think that's how that works, but I'm not a medical expert. Anyway, so once I ran out of my Vyvanse, I felt like I was kind of screwed, and it sort of screwed up my workflow a little bit. Just to put things in perspective, while I'm on the Vyvanse, I can get 5 to 6 hours of work done a day or more because the stimulant is just that powerful, and it really helps boost your adrenaline and your concentration. But without it, I can get, if I'm working on a video, for the record, without it, in the past, I've only really been able to get like maybe at most 2 hours of work done a day. And that's been a problem because I'm so used to just constantly working and keeping myself busy and pumping videos out on a regular basis. And without it, it's sort of killed my motivation a little bit, among other things. But I'll get into those later. So throughout most of the spring and the summer, that's also the reason why there weren't that many summer Mario videos, or just a lot of videos in general, because I've been focused so much on this health insurance issue. So I knew that if I even hoped of getting back on my Vyvanse, and my hydroxyzin, once I eventually run out of that, I would have to figure out a way to get back on health insurance. And to do that, I tried applying through my home state of Pennsylvania's I guess health insurance website. It's called Penny. And I figured I could probably apply for some kind of medical and financial assistance because I don't make enough income to pay for my own insurance. So I figured I would need to get like on a Medicaid program or something like that. So I tried applying through Penny, but apparently I didn't qualify since I don't have any taxable income, which should have immediately made me eligible for financial assistance. At least, I don't know. It was weird. So once that didn't work out, I decided to apply directly through the Medicaid website. And it worked, so I'm officially on Medicaid. I have been since the end of May, beginning of June. And then the hard part, what I thought was the hard part was out of the way, but really, actually the rest of it isn't that hard. Now, it's just a matter of, like, trying to find a psychiatrist to actually prescribe me with my medication. And to do that, I would have to go to a behavioral health center, which accepts my insurance, and that's Medicaid, Pennsylvania Access, that kind of stuff. So I'm getting closer. There was a period of time where I just wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do, and I took a 2-week vacation with my family in August, so I didn't really worry about that too much. But when I get back, I tried to make it a priority, and I was able to find my HMO. My HMO was able to get me in contact with a behavioral health center in their network that would accept my insurance and help me get back on my medication. And I had an intake with them like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And now the next step is to go back and speak with a nurse practitioner and get evaluated and wait to see what kind of medication they think would be best for me. I've had to reschedule it twice. Currently, it's scheduled for the 12th of October, and hopefully I don't have to reschedule it again. But that's where I'm at right now. And honestly, the fact that my uber autistic ass was able to accomplish this almost entirely on my own is pretty amazing. Or it's amazing to those that know like what my upbringing was like and what my developmental journey was like. And for the record, it seemed like smooth sailing looking back. But I was not I was not always a very stable, but I'm still not stable. But I was harder to control when I was a kid. And so I went through a lot of development programs. And so now when I mention to people that I'm autistic, they'll look at me like, really? No, I never would have expected. But yeah, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, because this seems like such a I shouldn't even be celebrating, because this seems like such a simple thing to do, like just get in contact with people and talk about your situation. But I don't think I know that I would not have been able to accomplish this like 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, because I've always had this fear of having to grow up and become an adult. And like sometimes it would keep me up at night, and just the idea of like having to get a real job and get my own place, not have to rely on my parents so much. And I'm 26. I should probably be in that place right now. But mentally, as a side effect of like the autism or the neurodivergence, I'm kind of on like an emotional delay, an emotional and mental psychological delay. So it's kind of hard for me to keep up with quote unquote normal people. And it's hard for me to pick up on certain types of behavior. That's probably explains a lot. But anyway, that's pretty much the whole health insurance situation has taken up a lot of my time over the summer. And I have no idea. That was my phone. I'm sorry. So I'm getting closer to finally getting this stuff worked out. And I'm going to turn off my phone real quick. So yeah, I'm getting close to working it all out. Hopefully, if the nurse practitioner doesn't reschedule again, I'll be there. So yeah, honestly, I've really been feeling the effect of not having my medication. And it really has affected my workflow a great deal. Because it's not like I'm addicted to it, which I thought was the case, because there was a period where I experienced what I thought was like the symptoms of withdrawal, but really it was just kind of frustration, just not having the medication, and it's become such a big part of my routine, and not having it, I'm still kind of having a difficult time adjusting, even though it's been like 4 months now. And really, it really is, I really think it is just being frustrated with not working as efficiently as I was when I was still taking it. And that's part of the reason why there hasn't been a lot of videos for me, because I've been so frustrated with myself, or why they've been coming out so slowly. I would push myself to try and get stuff out there. Like the Mario World Revisited episode was a big one, and the remaining the last few days I spent working on it were without the Vyvanse, and the Mario Middle School book video and the Mario character AI video were both pretty much done without the Vyvanse, and it's a miracle I was able to get those videos out in the time that I did. So yeah, that's a big reason why output's been slow. And another reason why is because of just personal stuff that's been going on, and a lot of projects have been coming up in my personal life. I've become part of a couple actually music related projects, or like things like projects where I would be involved in a musical capacity. And it's been really fun. It's been some of the most fun I've had in a while, just working on stuff. So there's a part of me that feels like maybe music is more like the path that I should take, and not YouTube, or just, I don't know. I might be getting ahead of myself. But basically, even though work has been very slow because of the whole medication complication, that rhymes. I do still have videos lined up. Like I said in my Mario Wonder Direct reaction, I am going to be doing a tribute to Charles Martinet at some point, and I'm definitely going to be talking about the Thousand Year Door remake. I still can't believe that actually happened. I'm still crying just thinking about it. So there'll definitely be a reaction video to that, not in like a traditional sense, just more like a discussion. And yesterday I've been recording footage for my Yoshi's Island Revisited episode. Will definitely be out at some point, hopefully next month. I can't make any promises, because I know for a fact that things can change at any time. But I think it is important to let you guys know that even though things have been slow on my end, I am still working on stuff. I still have videos lined up. And Sky, aka Marcy, is still going to be part of them. And I'm really excited to do more stuff with her, especially that Thousand Year Door remake discussion, because she loves the game almost as much as I do, if not more. So I'm definitely looking forward to talking with her about it. And going back to Summer of Mario, though, because we're already in like the last week of September, October's coming up, I've decided that I'm going to, instead of bleeding into the fall like I have with previous years, I'm just going to cut Summer of Mario short this year. And not just because it's not summer anymore, and I don't want to have to do that anymore. Now, I don't want to have to bleed into the fall anymore, but also because of the medication thing and just personal reasons. Like, I currently don't have the motivation to work on any big videos until at least Super Mario Bros. Wonder comes out, because I am definitely doing a review of that game. Nothing's going to stop me. Not even a lack of medication is going to stop me from reviewing that game. But let's talk. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk about something kind of major now, and I've thought long and hard about this. I've been keeping count of all the review show episodes that I've done pretty much since the beginning, and the Mario character AI video was episode 87 of the review show. And again, this is just where my mindset is right now. This could change at any time, but as of right now, I've decided that once I get to episode 100, and after all the Super Smash 3DS Revisited videos are done, I am most likely going to be quitting YouTube. Now, this has nothing to do with any sort of outside forces. This decision wasn't influenced by any one person or like anything major. This is just my decision. This is just what I feel currently is right. Again, plans could change. I could probably still make videos after 100. I don't know. Right now, I'm not expecting to. I don't even know how long it's going to take for me to even get there. Again, I have to stress, this is just what I've settled on right now. This could change at any time in the next couple of years, but that's just sort of where I'm leaning right now. Because I feel like 100 would be a good place to stop, and I don't really know if right now I don't feel confident in saying that that YouTube is going to be viable for me in the future, because I don't even know where I'm going to be in the next couple of years. And again, none of this has anything to do with any outside forces. This wasn't influenced by any of the stuff that's happened over the last couple of years or just my entire career. This is just, I've been reflecting a lot about the past 8 years, and it's been a fun ride. I've gotten to do things that I never thought I would be able to do. And yeah, it hasn't always been fun, but on the plus side, I've learned quite a lot. I've learned a great deal about humility and just what it means to be yourself, I guess. I learned more about myself doing these videos than any of the years of therapy that I have been in over the course of my life. And, through the good times and the bad times, I feel like all of that has changed me in a pretty positive way. Like, most of the time, when people start YouTube channels or start making YouTube videos, most of the time from what I've seen, it's because they want to get famous, or like they want to be on the same level as like Mr. Beast or what other big popular YouTubers there are. But this particular channel, no, I'll be honest, like that's kind of why this is even predating the review show. When I started making YouTube videos, like even before that in 2009 or something, at first it was like, this is a fun, weird thing that I can do. I can just put up all these, what I thought were funny videos at the time, and maybe people will watch them. And I realized it's always been fun, but I think deep down I always desperately kind of wanted that level of attention. I just wanted people to notice me, because I've always loved entertaining people ever since as far back as I can remember. But I think what makes this channel so special for me, what makes the review show so special, is because it wasn't really born out of wanting to be internet famous. This particular part of my life was born out of love for the things I enjoy, because it was 2015, the year of the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, And I thought it'd be really fun to celebrate by just going through all the mainline Mario games and just reflecting on them and giving my thoughts on them. And because of that, I feel like I sort of stumbled my way into like a video game reviewing career, almost. One that I don't really expect to hold on to for that much longer. And well, at least that's where my mind is right now. Again, maybe I'll find something else to. I mean, bringing in Marcy was great, and that really made the videos much more fun. But I don't know where I'm gonna be years from now, like I said before, and I don't know where my priorities are gonna shift. I don't know if I'm gonna finally have my own place. I don't know financially what my partner and I are gonna be like, or how we're gonna handle. So I'm just, as I'm growing up, I have to shift my priorities elsewhere to keep myself afloat. Like I still don't even have a driver's license, so I gotta take care of that. I just realized I gotta do that at some point, don't I? Yeah. And finding a real job as well, like making stable income. That's all become more of a reality for me that, frankly, I knew was coming. I feel like I just was never properly prepared for it. In the same way I didn't really prepare myself for the YouTube lifestyle. And I don't know if it's entirely for me. I don't know if it will still be for me years from now. And again, a lot of things have happened. I've learned a lot about myself. And I feel like there's a part of me that feels like no matter how hard I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little real here for a second. There's a part of me that feels like no matter how hard I try to settle into or get used to this person that I've become now, it feels like I'm always going to be haunted by fragments of my cringy past. And I don't know, I think I'm trying desperately to escape it. But, as much as it bothers me and as much as I really hate how certain things turned out over the past couple years, I do feel like I've changed for the better. For as much as people might view me in a certain light, like their perspective of me, I'm not really worried about changing that. Like they want to view me as this kind of person, even if it's not true to who I really am. I can't stop them, and I'm not going to try desperately to convince them otherwise, because I know I never will. I'm just going to keep, or at least I'm going to try to keep reminding myself, like, who I am now. Because sometimes I realized, in reflecting on my YouTube career, I realized that a lot of the choices I might have made were because of, like, I feel ego definitely played, or must have played a part in all that. Even if it wasn't, that's just how I perceive my past self now. Just desperately trying to get people's attention and to get people to like me. And nowadays, I'm not too worried about that, because I'm trying to avoid offing myself, because I get frustrated about life very easily, and I still suffer from depression and anxiety. I'm not mentioning this to get pity points, for the record, just to put things in perspective. Like, for as much fun as I've had making YouTube videos in these past 8 years, a lot of me trying to adjust to the YouTube lifestyle, or adapt to the YouTube lifestyle, has led to a lot of weird things. Like, I don't know where I was going with that, but like, it hasn't been healthy. I think that's what I'm trying to say. it's really been taking a toll on my mental health and to some extent my physical health. And frankly, no joke there have been times where I feel like maybe the world would be better off without me. And, well, that's how you know I'm not worried about getting this video monetized. Yeah, it's... Again, I'm not looking for pity or anything. It's just, this is all stuff that I think about on a daily basis, not just reflecting on my YouTube career, but just reflecting on my adult life. Like, I am getting closer and closer to my 30s, and that still terrifies me. And I know for a fact that even when I turn 30, there are probably still gonna be people who see me as no different from who I was in my early 20s. Like, even in my mid to late 20s now, I'm a totally different person. Yeah, it's not always fun. It gets frustrating. It gets overwhelming, overstimulating. I don't know if that's a right way to use that word, but you get the idea. It's not always fun. But if I do decide to quit YouTube in the next couple years, or when it gets to episode 100, I know for a fact that I'll have a lot to reflect on. I'll have a lot of positive experiences to reflect on. Like, again, the people I've been able to collaborate with, the reactions that I've gotten from people, and the impact that I've made on people's lives. Nowadays, I do not take that for granted at all. Like, the one memory that still stays with me, and one that will probably stay with me for the rest of my life. I went to a convention a couple years ago. I met this kid named Ben. I think he was like 8 years old at the time. And he was really excited to see me, and he told me that I was the reason why he started getting into retro games. And I've never experienced anything like that before. I've been in his shoes. Like, I would say stuff like that to people that I looked up to, people that I met at that same convention. But, God, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. And that kid's probably in high school now. And I don't know if he still watches my videos, probably not, but whether he does or not, like, that's something I'll never forget, and that's something that only could have ever happened because of this crazy YouTube journey that I've decided I've kind of stumbled into. So yeah, there's definitely been a lot of good, a lot of bad, but through it all, there are still those out there that look up to me in some way. And years ago, I thought I was kind of like the hot shit for being like, oh, well, look, I didn't realize it then. I'm probably exaggerating it a little bit. It was probably not as extreme as I'm making it out to be, but that's just, like, compared to where my mindset is now, that's what I feel like I must have been like at that time. But it was just really exciting, and there are times where I just kind of got caught up in it. And yeah, it's weird. I don't even know if I was trying to make a point here or if I'm just rambling. I'm probably just rambling. But the point is, it's been fun, even if it wasn't always fun, you know? Like, through the best of times and the worst of times, I can still say that I got to do things, meet people, and work with people that I never could have imagined ever getting to meet or work with, or any of that stuff. I've been extremely fortunate to have had the journey that I've had, even if there were a lot of bumps in the road. And I've always done my best to, like, accept whether I've done my best to accept when something doesn't exactly go the way that I wanted it to. And especially now, I try to I'm still learning to completely accept who I am, myself for who I am. I'm still trying to come to grips with everything, both the good and bad, that's happened to me. And again, I know I'm just rambling at this point, but this is just stuff that I think about all the time. And I'm grateful, but I know at some point I am going to have to be an adult, and I'm going to have to focus more on myself. I need to actually put aside wanting to entertain people and focus more on, like getting my license and finding a job and finding a place, adult things. So, God, I'm thinking about it now. I actually tried to record an update video back in June when I was still working on the Mario Middle School book video, but I felt that the recording that I put out was like, it got a little too depressing, a little too existential, a little too real. And I'm realizing now maybe I might have started going in that direction in this one, but I don't think it was as bad. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say. But long story short, currently I'm planning on stepping away from YouTube once I get through all the Super Smash 3DS Revisited videos, and once I finish episode 100. By the way, this is a really funny story. Somebody, a while ago, somebody commented on an old post that I did before I started the Super Smash 3DS Revisited project. It was like a picture that I took of my computer monitor of like me working on the Cartoon Marc portions, and the caption said something like, "Really excited about this project." And I think somebody was trying to like belittle me or start something up in the comments, because whoever it was, they just commented on it saying like, "LOL, and this never came to be," or something like that, with a laughing emoji. And I was confused, because like it shows how much attention they pay to me when it matters. Because I just sat there thinking like, what? I mean, yes, it did. Like, I'm like 5 episodes, or like 4 or 5 videos in now. Like, obviously they were trying to get on my nerves, but it was just like, if you're gonna get on my nerves, actually pay attention to what's going on, man. I don't want to. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know if this is even going to make it into the video, but who knows. So, yeah, I think I said pretty much everything I wanted to say. And I know I've definitely said more than what's written on this screen here. There's like all the notes of things I wanted to talk about. But if I'm going to leave you with anything, whether you are a fan of my channel or whether you just don't like me or don't trust me, like, whatever your thoughts on me are, I just hope you have a good day. I wish you the best, and I don't mean that to be ironic at all, because like, I don't wish any ill will on anybody. And it's just, because like, what's the point? Like, how can you live with yourself if all you do is just like wish nothing but bad things happen to people? Like, I believe that's called cynicism, and I hate cynicism. I also hate myself sometimes. But I digress. To everybody who sat through this entire 34 minutes or so of rambling, thank you, for one thing. And to those that aren't going to bother watching the video and just leaving nasty comments, I appreciate you still coming onto the video. That gives me clicks. So, and comments increase engagement, which probably gives me more revenue and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you for that. But whether you're a fan of my channel or not, I wish you the best. Totally sincerely. And before I go, it's the end of September, and I feel like I should give a shout out to my Superstar supporters, Red Rack, Henry Newman, and Jake Winans. 3 people who help contribute to getting these videos out. And, yeah, totally not doing that out of obligation. Oh God, I'm terrible at endings because like once I get talking, I just can't stop. I just want to keep going. But I know that you guys have better things to do, or not. I don't know for sure. I just appreciate you listening in, and I appreciate everybody that comes to my videos. Like again, it whether you're here to listen to what I have to say on a game or movie, or you're just in to leave a mean comment and then leave. Like whatever reason you decide to click on my videos, I still appreciate it. And I honestly feel like I don't deserve I really don't deserve any support or whatever. But like the fact that there are people out there that do still support me, obviously I appreciate that. And I'm repeating myself again. I'm sorry. God, I'm gonna regret not having to edit this, probably. So I should just wrap this up before I embarrass myself even more, like I haven't already. So, thanks everybody for listening. Be good to one another. Oh, sorry, I'm going into my outro too early. Thanks for listening in. I hope to see you in my next video whenever that comes out. And until then, this is Mark bidding you all, lovers and haters alike, a smashing farewell. Be good, behave, be safe, and yeah, I'll see you later.